Welcome to the Voice of Reason Sports Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the show, leave a comment, and click that like button. Welcome back. Man, what a good Super Bowl game.
Man. Wow.
Yeah.
That was, you can't ask for much better than that. An overtime Super Bowl game.
Right?
I know we had one, not recently, but I think which one of those games was
that was the
Patriots when the Patriots came back. That was
when the Patriots beat the Falcons, and guess who was the offensive coordinator of the Falcons? Kyle Shanahan.
Oh, you got Kyle Shanahan. That's
yes,
right.
sir. This is why I thought the 49ers would win. I thought Kyle Shanahan would have learned after losing when he was the Falcons offensive coordinator, after losing a few years ago to Patrick Mahomes with the 49ers with Jimmy Garoppolo. You think he would have learned. He still hadn't figured it out. And I was so frustrated because I wouldn't even put this loss on him. And you know what? No, I take that back. I'll put the loss on him. He was beat. He was beat up coaching. But
yeah, he was outcoached.
He was outcoached. But Brock Purdy killed him at the end of that game in overtime when they had a shot to score a touchdown and had to settle for the field goal. Purdy missed two wide open receivers.
But I don't blame him for missing those receivers because their best lineman came through untouched. You know what I'm saying? But the lineman was supposed to block him, block to the left instead of block to the right, and let him come straight through. I got you. You got to throw over that big guy. You got to throw around him.
But he had an opportunity.
He did.
He had an opportunity. I don't care that. Make one read and get that ball out. Even the receiver that he threw the ball to. Look how wide and crazy he threw that ball. And it was like, I guess he was settling for the field goal, but and you know what? In a regular season game, I get it. That makes sense. But you're talking about the Super Bowl, you playing against Patrick Mahomes. Man, you got to throw a better ball than that. You got to give that receiver an opportunity. But that's not even the one that he missed. He missed, was it Ayu in the middle of the field? Wide open. The defender fell down.
The middle. Yeah, yes, but he was never going to get to that receiver.
Why not?
Because he, like I said, he got one time for one read because their best lineman came through free. He was not touched. So you basically got a second and a half. So you make one read. If he doesn't feel that guy's open or he can get to that ball to that guy, there's no other read because that guy was right in his face.
He did make the quick read. He did. I give him that. The quick read was to the right.
Right.
For that receiver running out. Obviously, the play was designed for him. That was his primary. And he had to make the decision quickly. And he threw it, but he threw it, basically was throwing it away and settled for the field goal. My argument is don't settle for the field goal. Make a play. This is the Super Bowl, man. You know Patrick Mahomes is going to get this ball next. And to me, you had opportunities because there was a bunch of one-on-ones throughout that game. And this is what we talked about with C.J. Stroud. Great anticipation, right? I just felt like that outside receiver, one-on-one with that defender, I don't know. To me, that's my number one option. I'm going to take my receiver.
That's definitely his number one option. But he wasn't expecting that guy to come through free because the lineman, it wasn't like it was like this ultra blitz or nothing like that.
No.
The lineman messed up and slid to the left instead of sliding right. He slid to the center and double teamed the nose tackle instead of blocking to the right. And that left the guy coming through free. I mean, he really didn't have a chance to step up and throw that ball the way he was supposed to. You know what I'm saying? I don't really think he threw the ball away. I just think he could not step into that ball because the guy was in the space so fast.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, to me, it felt like he threw it away because his receiver had no chance.
Right, but think about it. Even before that, I mean, Chris McCaffrey had a fumble deep into the
that was in the first quarter.
Yeah, but it was deep. That's points, though.
I get it.
They were already in field goal range at that point. You know what I'm saying? So he could have made that. If he don't have that and they at least get a field goal, this might be a different game.
It might be.
Talk about an extra point getting blocked. They made it go to overtime.
And I'm not disputing none of those stuff. That stuff put him in that situation at the end of the game. Yeah, and I get you. all that stuff. And I mean, come on. There was opportunities when the 49ers defense was shutting down the Chiefs. They had the Chiefs shut down in the 49ers offense. Yeah, early in the game, but the offense couldn't get anything going. So I blame Shanahan for that because it's like, come on, man. This is your opportunity to put this game to bed. And you can't move the ball. Your defense is giving it their all. And then in that fourth quarter and in that overtime, the 49ers defense had nothing left.
Nothing. They was, nothing. I mean, Mahomes did the Mahomes. I mean, he came right down the field.
Yep.
I mean, quick too. It was like he went all the way down the field. It was like 80 yards in like less than 2 minutes. Easy. How quick? I'm like, so wait a minute, were you just holding these plays back for this time to use these plays?
No, I don't even think it was that. I think it was just a matter of trying to figure out what the 49ers were doing defensively. And once they cracked that code, because I mean, at one point, right, the 49ers were running like a zone defense, right? And Patrick Mahomes was picking it apart. And then they ran it again, and Kyle Shanahan got annoyed with it and called the timeout to stop it. And then they went to man, and then he was picking that apart. It was like they had no answer because they was getting no pressure on him. The defensive line had no pressure on him, and he was just standing back there picking them apart.
Well, let me not say they didn't have no pressure because remember what Patrick Mahomes started doing. He started running.
Yeah.
And that's the third phase of his game that you like, not that you don't expect, because you expect it by now, but it's just that he hit you at that time when you're really not seeing it coming.
Right. Like, I think that's what broke the 49ers defense. You bring up a good point.
They got everybody covered. You're getting pressure, and then he takes off running for like 20 yards. I mean, at that point, you're like, okay, so what else can we do now, yo? We got to spy, and then we spy, then that's going to break down our pass coverage. You know? So it's like, you know, what do we do at this time?
But no, you bring up a good point because I think that started to happen in the second or third quarter when he started to run, and then he broke them. And then in the fourth, and then in overtime, they had no answer. They just could not figure him out. They get pressure on him, he runs. If they play coverage, he picks them apart. It didn't matter. They had no answer for him. And to me, that's greatness. That's great.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, if you lead the team in passing and rushing, I mean,
that's Lamar Jackson like stuff.
That's
right?
Lamar Jackson like. You know what I'm saying? He pulled it out when he needed to. He did whatever he could to win that game. But you know what really shocked me at the end of that game, like there was in the Super Bowl part of it. That last section before they threw that touchdown, right? Why didn't they call a timeout?
Who, the 49ers?
No, the Chiefs. They were going down. They were on the like 7 or 5 yard line, right? And the clock was running. And I was like, okay, you got a timeout. Why aren't you calling a timeout? You know they scored a touchdown with 3 seconds left on the clock, right?
Oh, yeah. In overtime?
What? In overtime, yes.
Because whoa. And this is what the 49er players said they didn't know either. They didn't know the overtime rule. The overtime rule is different in the playoffs. The game doesn't end. Yeah, there's no tie.
Oh, right. There's no tie. Yeah, there's no tie.
But Dale, if the clock would have ran out, it would have just been the next quarter and it would move the ball to the other side of the field.
Oh, wait. No. If the clock would have ended at regulation, they didn't score, that game would have lost. They would have lost.
Are you talking about in overtime or are you talking about
I'm talking about in overtime.
No.
They would have lost that game.
No.
Yes, indeed.
No, it just becomes another quarter that you keep playing.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you serious?
Yes. It does not end. Yes. Yeah, the game didn't end. And as the 49er players didn't know that either.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The game wouldn't have ended.
Wow. So they would have got another ball. They would have continued on down at the other end of the field and just ran that play again.
Yeah. It would have been just like another quarter. Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I thought they had to score before their time ran out.
No.
Or they lost.
No.
They had to tie the game up before the time ended because if they didn't, they lost.
No, I don't think so. I think the way the game is played in overtime, like that quarterback, that team gets their last drive. either you get a turnover or they turn over on downs. You keep playing.
Wow.
Telling you. That's how it works.
I'm gonna have to look that up, dog.
Yeah.
I didn't know that it changed like that, because that's
yeah, that's why
really different.
That's why they weren't bothered.
Drive and at the time don't matter.
The time didn't matter. Yeah.
No, because at that point, I'm like, okay, so at that point, then why do they even hurry up to run that? Well, they didn't really hurry up to run that play.
No,
they took time to run that play. Really.
That's what I'm saying.
They took like 30 seconds off the clock. Yeah. Why aren't you calling the timeout right here?
Right.
Because you can run 2 or 3 more plays if you call timeout.
Right.
Instead of letting it click all the way down. But okay, that makes sense now. What you said, if that's what you said, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up, but I'm almost certain that, because I thought they were saying that during the game, if the time runs out, it's just the next quarter. Does it end? Game doesn't end. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that all playoff games, or is that just Super Bowl?
I think it's the playoff games. I think the overtime rule is different during the playoffs.
Wow.
Yeah. So NFL clubs approve shortened overtime in the regular season to 10 to 15, from 10 to 10 minutes from 15 minutes. Okay. All right. I'm trying to figure out what the overtime rule is in the playoffs. Yeah. Under the new rule, both teams get one possession in overtime, regardless of whether the team that gets the ball first scores. If the score is still tied after each team gets the ball once, the next score wins. Right. It slightly changed there.
Well, no, that's regular.
Right.
That's regular.
That's normal.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll find it and I'll post it.
Yeah. But when the time ends, like when the quarter ends, like what does that mean? Like, I don't know how to put that, but yeah, that would be interesting to know if they did not score there and the time ran out, that they had a whole nother quarter to score or whatever. They still had to continue their drive. That would be quite interesting.
So NFL football operations, overtime rule for Super Bowl, postseason overtime rules were updated in 2022 to allow each team an opportunity to possess the ball. So regardless, you get an opportunity to possess the ball.
Wait a minute, even if they had scored, even if Tampa, even if San Francisco had scored a touchdown, they still would have got a chance to score.
Yeah, I think that's how the rule is now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I think now, unless the Chiefs had gotten a safety, right, on that first drive from the game would have ended.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But even if San Fran had scored a touchdown, the Chiefs still would have got a chance to score?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's that way now. They changed the rule in 2022. But I'll look it up. And post the information on it. But the rules have changed slightly, and it's a difference. But yeah, man. I mean, but still all in all, it was a great Super Bowl. I really enjoyed it. I thought it started off kind of slowly, then it started to pick up. I felt like it was two heavyweights filling each other out, and once they figured out what the other one was doing, like for me, the Chiefs figured out that what the 49ers defense were doing, and Patrick Mahomes became the equalizer by running the ball. He had 9 carries, 66 yards. That was impressive. I thought the 49ers figured out what the Chiefs defense was doing, and their solution was to run Christian McCaffrey. Like, I was like, well, they're gashing the Chiefs. Keep running him. He had 22 carries, 80 yards. They should have ran him more.
Yeah. I mean, he was getting, particularly earlier in the game, first downs was like 4 to 8 yards.
Yeah.
Every time the first down was like 4 to 8 yards. And I think the Chiefs actually adjusted some, because I don't remember those yards like that in the second half as much.
You don't remember the overtime drive? That was all Christian McCaffrey.
Okay, I can't really remember.
Yeah, it was all him. He ran the ball. He even had a 24-yard reception where Purdy was in trouble. Yeah, that was on the pass.
Right.
But he was also running the ball. And what I was like, questioning him because that was at some point you in overtime, your team scores, you need a touchdown here. And you tired? He came out of the game. He was tired. I was like, come on, dude. Super Bowl, overtime. Suck that up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, maybe Kyle Shanahan should have called a timeout. Let's get him a breather.
Yeah, it's true that. I mean,
yeah, they can't stop him.
And Elijah Mitchell was not bad. I mean, he came in, I think he ran for 4 or 5 yards to carry too.
Yeah, but I guess he just didn't get that many opportunities. He only got 2 carries.
Yeah,
2 carries for 8 yards.
Exactly. He didn't get a lot of opportunities at all.
Right. They just didn't use him. So to me, the 49ers' biggest advantage was running the ball. And I thought this was the same case with the Ravens. The Ravens didn't take advantage of the fact that they were the better run team. And they didn't take advantage of the Chiefs. I think the Ravens and the 49ers, who both teams have good run offenses, didn't take advantage of the Chiefs' weakness, which is stopping the run.
Yeah, especially considering that they're supposed to have this good defense,
Yeah.
And they were still gashing them with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's demoralizing when you're supposed to have a good defense and the team's still moving the ball on them.
Right.
And I think that's kind of what happened with the Ravens and the Chiefs, because they were supposed to be the best defense in the league. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Supposedly. Yeah. But Patrick Mahomes went 30 for 39. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't have no problem really working with it, for real.
But that's the thing about it. If you playing such a great quarterback like a Patrick Mahomes, I'm not taking any chances. I'm going after this dude. My offense got to score.
Yeah.
I got to keep the ball out of his hands, and we got to put up points. We got to put pressure on him. But yeah, man, I just, all in all, still a good Super Bowl. I was rooting for the 49ers, as you can tell by my reaction to this. I thought there was a lot of bad decisions made by the 49ers, but let's be honest here. Patrick Mahomes is great.
I mean, Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes.
Yes,
and let's not make it like San Francisco and play a great game. I mean, it took them to do it, but Patrick Mahomes, you can't let him have the ball at the end of the game.
You can't make any mistakes against him. You can't fumble a ball. You can't miss extra points.
Yep.
You can't. You
can't fumble the punt. Remember,
you can't fumble a punt. Yeah, you can't fumble a punt. You can't have these droughts where you're not scoring any points.
Yes. And originally, I thought the punt returner was stupid enough to go try to scoop the ball up.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it hit the guy in the back of his foot.
I saw
that's why he went to try to scoop it up.
Yep.
But he did do something stupid because he tried to scoop it up and run. Falling on it.
Just fall on the ball. That was his only mistake. That was his only mistake.
Absolutely.
Because when he went after it, I realized that it had touched the foot of the player, the kick return player near him. And he went after the ball, and it was like, dude, this is too critical. The possession is too important here. Just fall on it. Yep. But, it was a lot of things that went wrong for the 49ers. I thought I'll say this. I still think the 49ers were the better team. They just didn't have the best quarterback. And that was the difference.
It's hard for me to it's hard for me to say that they were the better team, quote unquote, just for simple fact their paths to the Super Bowl. Because, like I said,
it's impressive.
Kansas City went on the road and they beat Buffalo and Baltimore.
Yep.
Baltimore, who smashed San Francisco the last time they played in San Francisco, and held them to 10 points. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
San Francisco, on the other hand, struggled with Green Bay.
Yep.
and then they struggled with
Detroit.
The Lions, Detroit. I mean, some say they shouldn't have beat Detroit, but
they shouldn't have.
Did. You know what I'm saying?
If Detroit's coach knew how to use his kicker, maybe Detroit would be here.
Yeah, no doubt. He's gonna be kicking himself. Dan Campbell.
I know.
But it's hard for me to say that San Francisco was a better team, knowing that path that each team went to get there in that game.
No, and I get your point, but I'm talking about during this game. This game, I thought the 49ers made the most mistakes, made the
They
most
did.
self-inflicted
No, they
mistakes.
definitely did. They
Yeah.
definitely they made the self-inflicted mistake. Those punt returns,
The fumble.
just the fumble, and then just sometimes it seemed like Kyle Shanahan has little brain farts from time
Yeah,
to
he
time.
does. Yeah.
Because in that fourth quarter in the overtime, I didn't see all that motion and misdirection and drag routes
But
and
no,
pumps and
I
I
think
didn't
that
see
was
all that.
no, that was good. I think he had learned that stuff wasn't working because it
Well,
was
I
a
think
point.
that's what got them in the place that they were in at that
No,
point. If
no.
Christian McCaffrey doesn't fumble on that early drive, this might be a whole different game.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
might
yeah,
be a
yeah. But no,
completely
hear me
different
out.
game.
Hear me out. Remember, he did all of the motions and he was throwing the ball a lot. And they went on a drought. They went on a long drought, like a 3-4 possession drought where they weren't getting anything. And I was like, look, dude, run the ball. And then it took like the fourth quarter and that overtime where he ran Christian McCaffrey. And Christian McCaffrey, I mean, it wasn't like he was breaking any big runs, but he was getting like 4 or 5 yards a carry.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
enough yardage. Yeah.
You were third and short majority of the time. And I thought that is when they started to get some movement and started to wear down that Chiefs defense, but he just couldn't stick to it. And he just kept running Christian McCaffrey. Like you said, they have some other good running backs that just didn't give him an opportunity.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because Elijah Mitchell definitely came in, and I think I want to say he had about 4 yards to carry.
Yeah, but
it was two carries for 8 yards. So
yeah,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. And one of them carries was 7. So,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Right,
yeah.
right. One carries is 7 yards.
Yeah,
You know?
what was 7 yards? So I mean, it's just that nobody else got an opportunity. And I think one of the carries, I don't know if it was him, Elijah Mitchell, that had the big run that was called back on the overtime drive. Remember the tight end that came in for Kittles had a holding called on him, and the run play was called back. So I think that was him on that play.
Right. And
Yep.
I'm starting to wonder if it's time if San Francisco is going to give Debo the next contract.
Right.
Because that dude is staying hurt, yo. He cannot stay healthy.
He
He cannot stay healthy. He kept going in and out of the game.
Yeah,
in and out of the game.
Well, I think he's overused. If I'm Debo, you're gonna have to pay me. Because if I'm gonna play this running back wide receiver position, where I'm getting, 7 receptions, 5, 6, 7 receptions a game, and I gotta tote the rock 3, 4 times a game.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I mean, they did give him the money. They gave him the bag. You remember he got that contract.
Yeah, well, I mean,
he did get a couple years ago.
He's gonna get some injuries, hamstring pulls and stuff like that. So I'm on his side on that because I agree with it. I think he's overworked.
Well, this is my thing. He's overworked, but Christian McCaffrey has worked more.
You think so?
He gets way more touches. Yeah, you can see the touches.
Well, I mean, this game
more touches than Debo.
But during the season, it seems like the rock is shared amongst the other running backs. But yeah, no, I get what your point is. He definitely should get paid more than Christian McCaffrey. I mean, he's a workhorse.
No. I'm saying Christian McCaffrey should get paid more than Debo because he's the one that touched it. Yeah, he touched the ball way more.
Yeah. But I thought Christian McCaffrey had the big deal. I thought he had the big contract.
No, well, he came over. He didn't re-sign a new contract when he came over to San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
He was the same deal that he was. I mean, it was a nice contract.
It was a big deal. It was the richest contract for a running back.
Yeah. I'm not saying it wasn't a big contract. It was $15 million per season.
Yeah, that's a lot for a running back.
But that is 3 years ago, 4 years.
That's
ago.
true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not the common day joint where he probably should be making closer to 20.
Right.
Right. But what I'm just saying is, to me, he's more of an asset than Debo is right now. Just for the simple fact is he touches the ball more, and he seems like he stays healthier, even though he touches the ball a lot more than Debo.
Right.
Debo's getting these hamstrings and these. I don't know. He's always grabbing his legs and coming out the game, and I'm like, Debo, come on, this is a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
Suck it up.
Yeah. Suck it up something, yo. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. He came back.
Yeah.
Came back. Still had a couple of catches, but he couldn't get no separation. He couldn't get
Yeah.
any separation
Yeah.
whatsoever. Every time he threw him the ball, the guy was right there with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so it's like I don't know if they can give him another contract. I mean, I guess he got them there, kind of, sorta, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they can pay him that money again on the next contract.
Yeah. I don't know. I like Debo, but yeah, you're right. He's injured a lot. Yeah, so the 49ers got to start wearing their options with him. So
yeah, really do, man.
Yeah.
They really, really do. You know, and
but,
you know, of course, you know, Patty Holmes gets another MVP.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think as far as him being? You know, they starting to put him up there with the GOAT. You know, Tom Brady. They're comparing him to Tom Brady. I say you can't compare him yet, but
Not yet.
Direction.
Yep.
You know,
he's definitely number two. Number two. Definitely the second best, greatest quarterback at 28. Yes.
Yeah,
I think we can say that.
Three out of four is great. Tom Brady did the same thing. Matter of fact, Tom Brady did it twice.
Yep.
Tom Brady did 3 out of 4 twice. That's crazy.
That's crazy. It's insane.
It's insane.
And I mean, in what, three MVPs? Like, I don't think Tom Brady had three straight. Yeah, because I think
Tom Brady does not have 3 straight Super Bowl MVPs. No.
Yeah, because one of them went to Deion Branch or somebody.
Yeah,
one of those years that they won it.
Yeah, he did have a big game that day. So
yeah. So, but they're not. I mean, this kid, 3 Super Bowl MVPs, 3 Super Bowl wins. He's been
league MVPs.
2 league MVPs. He's been in the league. He's been a starting quarterback in the league for 6 seasons. He's been to 6 AFC championship games.
That's great. That's outrageous.
That's unreal. And check it out.
Unreal.
Check it out. The ones that he lost were the Tom Brady.
Brady and the Super Bowl.
No. The AFC championship game. No.
The Super Bowl he lost too was Tom
in the
Brady.
Super Bowl. Yeah. But when he went to the AFC championship game his first year, he lost that to Tom Brady.
That was Tom Brady. That was Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Like I said, like you said, he put him out in when he still was in the AFC. And then he beat him to the NFC and put him out again.
And put him out again. So to me, you got to keep Tom Brady ahead of him. Because even when Tom Brady played him, he beat him.
That is true. That's very, very true.
The only 2 quarterbacks that have beaten him, Tom Brady and Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is phenomenal to watch. Hopefully, we get another 10. 12 years to get to watch this kid try to get that Tom Brady that record of Super Bowls, which is 7 Super Bowls.
7 Super Bowls. That just don't even sound right. Yeah.
I know, right? Because I mean,
7 Super Bowls.
I mean, we thought
Joe Montana 2 more.
We thought Joe Montana, his 3 Super Bowls. We thought that was great. I mean,
yeah, man. My bad. I said he been to 2 more. He been to 3 more.
Yeah.
He lost 2 to the Giants and then 1 to the Philadelphia.
Yep. So, he lost 3.
That's so 10 Super Bowls in 21 years. That is outrageous.
Yes, it's insane.
Super Bowls, not just saying you made the playoffs.
No,
or you made it deep into the playoffs. You went to the Super Bowl.
And I don't want to hear it was because of Bill Belichick, because he did it without Bill with a whole nother team.
Yeah, he did it without Bill.
So to me, it's Tom Brady, hands down. I got to see more from Patrick. And that's not an insult to Patrick. That's just saying that I got to see more. And he's got time.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. He got a lot. He got a long future ahead of him.
Yep.
A lot more wins. He has everything surrounded. And then he's not the greedy guy, give me 60 million. Right. He's on a $40 million contract. Per season. You know what I'm saying? He's getting paid the same thing Dak is getting paid per season. That is outrageous that he's getting paid the same thing Dak is getting paid. But he's smart enough to know, hey, I need to leave some money for the rest of the team so we can, have that defense like we had this year.
Right. That was the difference. That was the difference. He really didn't have to work too hard. He didn't have to score a lot of touchdowns.
Exactly. Yeah, didn't have to score a lot of points. There wasn't no 30-point games.
No.
And I think they said that the Kansas City Chiefs have the record for the most games of under 24 points or under 23 points. I gotta look it up. I'm sorry, but they had they had the record for the most games under a certain amount of points season. We're showing that defense was playing.
That defense was playing, and I'm glad you brought up the points thing. First of all, let's bring up this point. What, it was $186 million betted on this Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
which was it 186? I don't remember that. Was it 80?
Yeah, it was
million, right? Not billion.
Yes, 180
million. So it was a record, right?
Yes.
So how do you feel about the fact that what was the point spread? Was it 47 and a half?
San Francisco minus 1.5.
Yeah, no. Total points. Was it 47 and a half, right?
Oh, 46 and a half. Yeah, for the total.
Was it 40? I think it was 47 and a half.
By kickoff is 46 and a half.
Oh, so it went down.
I was looking at it. I was thinking
about doing it. Because I was about to say it. Because look, at the end, right? The Chiefs scored the touchdown, making it 47. They didn't have to kick the extra point.
They didn't have to kick the extra point. Oh, 47 and a half. Oh,
right. That would have been a killer.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't realize it went down, but yeah. Before the game was 47 and a half. Like days before the game. So yeah.
And I actually cashed on one. I don't know. I can't remember if I said it last podcast, but I said I wanted to take San Francisco first half and Kansas City Chiefs for the game. It was plus 800, so that means 8-1 on your money for that to happen, and that is exactly what happened. The money was coming in on the Chiefs, surprisingly.
Oh, really?
More money and more tickets were on the Chiefs.
Well, I mean, everybody know you can't really bet against Mahomes. I mean,
it's hard to bet against Mahomes. It's like betting against Brady. He's the Brady. Like you say, you don't bet against Brady. You don't really bet against Mahomes because he was the underdog in every game this season going into the playoffs. He was an underdog in Buffalo. He was an underdog in Baltimore. And then he was an underdog in the Super Bowl.
Right. And I just wanted to believe that Shanahan would have learned his lesson, but I guess
you know what? You weren't alone in that. I heard several people saying that. I heard several people saying that. But my argument to that is that, Mahomes and them, and I said this last week on the podcast, I was telling you this, that they turn it on in the playoffs. It's like, the regular season is just getting to be the regular season. Like, it ends to justify to me. They just want to get to it. And I'm gonna tell you something he said that in the last interview that personified what he said. He said, all we knew is we had to get to the tournament. That's it. Right. He called it the tournament. He said, get to the tournament and we got a chance. That's all we just get to the tournament and we had a chance. And they played the season like that, really, because seeing them this year, you would not think you would see that team.
I didn't think so. I didn't think so.
There's no way you could think that because they didn't play like that early in the season. There was no Kelsey. Like I said, Kelsey went 8 games without a touchdown, which is unheard of for him,
Right.
He wasn't getting yards. He wasn't getting receptions. He was down in his yardage for the year. Patrick Mahomes is down his career yardage for the year. And just playoffs came. They turned it on. It was like a light switch.
Yeah. Well, they are champions, man, and I guess we can call them a dynasty. I mean, go to
a dynasty for sure.
6 straight AFC championship games. 4 Super Bowls?
4 Super Bowls in 3 years.
Yeah, 4 Super Bowls.
No, wait. 4? No, they won 3.
They won 3
in 5.
Lost 1.
4. They've been to 4 Super Bowls in 5 years.
In 5 years. That's what I'm saying. 4 Super Bowls in 5 years. Yeah.
And
you won 3 and 6. So yeah, that's impressive, dude. So
that is stupid.
Yeah, real quick. Yeah, it was more than $185.6 million was bet on the Super Bowl within the state of Nevada, which was the most ever. So
yes, absolutely. And now that you got these apps and everything, you could just bet on your phone in a
Yeah.
lot of states. I'm sure that contributed a lot to it.
Oh yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But the hype that went into the Super Bowl was outrageous. You had Taylor Swift, who just won a Grammy for Album of the Year.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Let's talk about the real, shining parts of the Super Bowl, what everybody came to see, the Swifties. Yeah. They came to see Taylor. Usher. I mean, what did you think about the halftime show?
Oh, the halftime show was great, man.
I thought so too.
It was so good. It was like I knew all of those songs, and particularly because, for me, it's because I've been rocking with Usher since he was a little kid. He came up when he was about 15 years old.
But let's be honest, that was a great show.
Oh, it was a great show.
He was a showman out there.
And that's what I was trying to say. I've been rocking with since she was a little kid. And now, like 20 years later, he's still putting on a show like that. Is incredible. And he had that many hits. Yeah. He couldn't even do all of them.
Right. And he did short spurts of his hits. Like, most
exactly. Real quick spurts. He didn't have enough time to do all of them. He couldn't even do half of them.
Right. And what was crazy is, like, I'll be honest with you. When he first started, I was like, ooh, this is like, it's not coming, it's not sounding right. And then
it was breaking up. Right.
He was breaking up. He was on the field. It was looking kind of rough. And then Alicia Keys came out, and and then that started to build up, and he was on the stage, and it was like, okay.
And while you at it, just real quick, Alicia Keys was a little pitchy, man. She wasn't really sounding.
That's okay, but she was looking good in that red.
She was looking good in the red.
She was looking at red. Boy.
I was wondering if Swiss Beast was in the crowd though.
Hey man, I was looking at the way Usher had her smiling. I was like, look, man, if my wife smiling like that when the Usher holding all that, I got problems, yo. I don't know.
Hey, look, he was on the bubble. He's putting his hand around the bubble. He did it like 3 times. I was like, oh, okay, dog.
What's going on? He was getting mighty close too.
The show, dog.
Yeah, I was questioning that. I was like, wait, that ain't my wife. I'm like, whoa, what are you doing? But that's when things started to pick up. That's when I started saying, okay, all right, Usher, I'm with you. That's when I stood up, and then he got on the stage, and JD came out with the lace socks on and the short set he had on. Then we get we
had to give him a chance to do his wardrobe change. So you put his skates on. So you put his skates on.
Put his skates on. We get Ludacris. We get Lil Jon. That's when it started. I said, "Oh, now this is hot." But what a lot of people didn't catch when he did, what's the song? 7 o'clock on the dot, right? Mm-hmm. You didn't realize when he was on stage and where the light was shining on him, it was pointing to 7 o'clock. On the stage.
Oh no,
the stage was a clock.
It was around, right?
It was a clock.
Okay, no, I didn't realize that.
And it had the numbers on it, and it was like a sundial. 7 o'clock on the dot. Yeah, man.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, man. Oh, it was great, man. I was really impressed with the way Usher did that halftime show, man. That was good.
Yeah. Well, I kind of figured it was going to be because he's got rave reviews. He was doing a residency in Vegas. Over the last few months, and he was getting glowing reviews about his show.
Okay,
and it's in Vegas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh yeah, he's going to probably tear it up because everybody loves his show. Some people say they went to 3 or 4 shows in Vegas.
I hadn't heard that the show was great. I was just hearing women talking about the show. I was like, well. I was just like, well, I don't know how he gonna do at halftime, and I was like, oh, so he does put on a really good show.
I mean, everybody. It was even guys. They were saying that.
Yeah, I hadn't heard from guys.
Vegas show. They were saying his Vegas show was great. They were like, it was a great show. They'd like to go watch it, and they said it was expensive. They were saying it's expensive, but it's kind of worth it because it was a great show.
Okay, because what I've been seeing was the Keke Palmers at the show getting serenaded and chocolate covered strawberries in her mouth and stuff. I'm like, well, okay, I ain't going to that shit. I don't want to see that.
He was doing that. There was a lot of clips of that going on.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I was seeing. That's what I thought he was gonna do on stage. And I'm like, oh, come on, man. What Usher at halftime show? What, he gonna be feeding strawberries to chicks on stage? Oh man, I thought that's what we were going to when I saw Alicia Keys.
Right.
Come to
I was
chocolate,
like,
come to
calm
strawberry.
down, Marcia. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hold on. That's a married woman, dog. Hold
Yeah,
on.
that's right.
Hold
Hold
on
your
now.
horses. Swiss
You don't
beats.
want
I don't
Swiss
know
to
how.
come out that joint.
Yeah, you might not get no more beats from him. So
Right. No bull.
Yeah,
No
I
bull.
mean,
But the
yeah,
halftime show was great, man.
it was.
It ranks right up there, one of the best shows.
Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking the same thing. That was one of the better ones that I've seen in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, the people that he brought out, with
Man,
that he has
he
featured
brought
in
out
songs.
icons.
Yeah, he brought out some icons. I mean, I liked it. Like, I like the fact, like, when Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and
Oh
Eminem and 50
yeah.
Cent did the one in LA.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I like when they bring out these artists that they've done songs with. You
Yeah.
know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah. Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
that. I think that's a great way. I don't know if that was a Jay-Z thing, because he's part of that, the halftime show committee type stuff. I don't know if that's something that he came up with, but whoever thought of that, fantastic. Keep doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know the interesting thing about that halftime show though that I heard? The artists don't get paid.
No, I know. Oh
They
yeah,
have to come there at their own
yeah,
expense.
they do. Yeah,
I mean, I get it. It is the ultimate advertisement.
right.
It is the ultimate. And after this show, Usher just booked another 2 month
Yeah,
tour.
residence. Oh, tour. Yeah, he did a tour.
2 month tour
Yeah,
on his show. So he's got shows booked now. Like,
yeah.
he charges
And it's going to draw people, and it was fantastic for him, because now the Swifties have been exposed to him. So maybe they'll come.
Yep.
So good for Usher. Good for Usher.
I didn't get a count of how many times they showed Taylor Swift. But I want to say it was at least 6. At least 6.
How many receptions did Travis Kelce have? And that's probably
8.
He had 8. That's how many times they paying to him. That's not including at the end of the game. So however many receptions he had is how many times they paying to him. Because I felt like every time he caught the ball.
Right. My bad. He had 9. He had 9 receptions for 93 yards.
Okay, that's how many times we saw Taylor. 9 times.
Right. I see her with Ice Spice up there every time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like, I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's like, yo. But I was, while we're on the subject of the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce thing, like, they seem pretty serious. Like, when they were on the field, they tongue kissing and everything. I'm like, yo.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's a serious thing.
Yeah, this seems very serious.
And they so public, what I'm saying? They can't be casual, what I'm saying? It's so public. She actually flew
from Japan.
From Japan.
Yeah.
There, you know what I'm saying? Like the night before. Japan is not a short flight.
No. And even people in Japan, like, I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was the mayor of the city that she was performing in. But he wrote a letter. I think he put it on Twitter, X or whatever it's called. That, hey, Taylor show will be done at so and so time. She'll have enough time to fly from Japan to to Vegas or LA or wherever she flew into, and be there just in time for the game. You guys don't worry. Basically saying that. So that was I thought that whole thing was great. The fact that whatever they got going on seems pretty serious. Hey, more power to Travis. She's a billionaire, Travis. Hey, man, hell that. You know what I mean?
Her sucking all his money.
Exactly.
She got it, dog.
She got it, dude.
4 Grammys for the best. What was that? The
best album
of the year. 4 times.
4 times. That's a record.
Like, come on.
She got more best albums than Stevie Wonder, and I think the other person was Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
She has the most Grammys for best album. And Beyonce ain't got none, so she ain't even in the category.
None. It still amazes me, but okay.
Yeah, I know.
It is what it is.
Because that was that one album that Adele won over for best album. I was like, are you insane? What is happening here?
See, that's why Kanye had to get up and kind of say, see, people thought Kanye was crazy. Hey, he had to get up because he knew
that wasn't gonna change nothing.
Like, look, hey, I know her drum was good, but Beyonce was iconic.
It was iconic.
Yeah, it was. you couldn't listen to the radio without
yeah, I know. It was insane. I don't understand that. And now that everybody's saying something about it, the next album she put out, this country album, she's gonna win best album. Watch.
Right.
It's gonna be the makeup. Right. Like I told people, I remember when Outkast did Speaker Box, The Love Below. They got a Grammy for that. And I was like, man, the 2 albums before that were Grammy capable albums, and you give it to them for this?
Right.
And it could be wrong. Speaker Box, The Love Below was fantastic. But Aquemini and AT Aliens?
Right. Oh, yeah.
Not even on the same level. Not even on the same level. But that was a makeup by the Grammy.
Yeah.
I assume they're gonna do a makeup for Beyonce. She probably gonna win for this country album that she got coming out now. Right. Yeah, you know how they do. They makeup like when Denzel Washington couldn't win an Oscar after doing some fantastic
training day.
Like, training game.
You trying to tell me he ain't had no better acting than Training Day? Seriously? Come on. That was not his best role.
That was not his best role. That wasn't even that great of a movie. If you really watch it, it wasn't that great of a movie. It was it was a great performance by him that carried the movie. But clearly was not his best. I mean, this dude had been in Glory, The Hurricane, Malcolm X, all these movies that he was worthy of an Oscar. He wins it for Training Day.
Right. And then they gave it to Halle Berry.
Yeah, for Monsters Ball.
For Monsters Ball, which was terrible. Couldn't stand that movie. Couldn't stand that movie. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, I was like, what am I watching? What are her worst roles? I was like, come on, man. But yeah, I think it was a makeup because she had some better roles before that. They didn't give her an Oscar, and you win for something crazy like that because they're gonna finally try to make it up. And I'm sure Beyonce is gonna win Album of the Year for something coming up next. Maybe not for this country album. I just can't see it. But
it's definitely coming.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Thanks for joining us again. We do this thing every week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next week.